Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're here to take a look at the Arteza 96 Real Brush marker. So this is like a watercolor brush. And this package includes a watercolor brush. So if you're intending to get this, I suggest you get a bag if a bag is available, because that's what I'm gonna do for my next purchase. I'm gonna get it from Amazon. I got this at Amazon for $80. 96 pieces for $80. Okay, so let's take a look. So the box, the lid part, as you can see, contains all the colors with their names and code numbers. So it's easy. It gives you an idea of what you have and what to expect, which is awesome. And I love that they have names for the pens. So let's open it up and see what we have. Okay, let me put this away. So, right. Okay, so looks like, let's put it out. So looks like the first part is this one. You get a watercolor brush. I already put the watercolor brush right there so I can use it. The tip is amazing. I hope you can see that. Look, it's amazing, and it's very pointy, and look at that. It just adjusts with you, and then you just open it up like this, and then you put the water, and then you put it back. Easy peasy, and then it has a house right there. So when it comes to what we have, let's see. So there's so many varieties of colors. So there's like a pink tray, blue tray, purple tray, gray brown tray, green and yellow tray right there. So let's look at this one. Okay, this is flamingo pink. I want you guys to see the tip. It's very long. Tip is very long. Let me compare it to a zig. So this one is a zig clean color. If you look at them together side by side, you can see how small. Let me get a piece of paper so we can. Right there. See that? See the difference? It's like double the size of the zig is smaller. So the Arteza is 100% bigger. And then when it comes to the body, it's easy to hold, easy to put back. You have to hear like a mild click sound, and then the letters are embossed, so I don't think it's going to be easy for you to remove that. It has the name Arteza Real Brush Pens, and then the name of the pen. I hope it focuses. The name of the pen, and then the number, like the code color. So later on we're going to try some colors with that, and we're going to use Grandpa Cupid right here. We're going to color him. So let's see, let's try some let's just try some colors and see how they perform for us. So this is, I'm going to give you a little on the closer image. All right, so let's see. I'll just use my notebook, I guess. All right, so here's what we have. It's a simple notebook page. I hope you're close enough to see it. Here. Right there. I hope that didn't bother you too much. So let's try it. Look at that nib. This is called light magenta. Look how that nib is. All right, so let's just see how it works. Okay, let's try. Let's see. So I'm gonna do just a line that's getting bigger as you put a little bit of pressure and then release. Okay, because the tip is so narrow. So this would be perfect for coloring small, like small stamped images. So easy, it holds so easy to control. Let's see if we can do a little bit of brush lettering. Hello. It's a little bit harder to control because it's so long. You know, it's so long. I feel like it's harder. Oh, yeah, it's so long. Let's try that again. Maybe I need practice. But it's easier to do the downstrokes, like the broad downstrokes. Okay, that's my daughter's name. Okay, let me try to compare it with how a zig handles, just so we can see like a side-by-side comparison. So when it comes to control, because it's harder to control, this I think is better to control because it's shorter. Yeah. But again, that's personal preference. If you feel like you have more control with a longer one, then this is a product for you. It's such a nice grip. It gets into those fine details. If you're coloring a very small image, it's perfect. Look how thin that is. You can make really, really thin strokes. That's perfect. It looks amazing. That's amazing. That's great. Now let's see it in action. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so here's what we're gonna do. I've stamped 2 images. This image is from a stamp from Art Impressions, and I got this a few years ago. This is what it looks like. So we're gonna put that on the side as like our inspiration for color. So I've stamped it 2 times on some Canson watercolor cardstock, right? So this is gonna be the Arteza side, and this is going to be the zig side. My point in doing this exercise is I want to show you the blendability on how they blend for both products. So just in case you're on the fence when it comes to, do I get the Arteza or do I get the zig? And then again, it depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, so I want you to see it in action and maybe decide for yourself what would be the best fit for me. And again, I'm going to put the links down below and then some price point comparisons as well, so you can see how much it is per pen and what would be like a solid purchase or like a good decision for you to make. Alright guys, the next part of our episode is to be able to see how Arteza fares when it comes to different techniques. So I've printed, I'm using the Canson watercolor paper. I've printed these, not really printed, but stamped them on a piece of paper. And then for each stamped image, we're going to use a different technique. So number one technique is dipping it in water. If you've heard of the chameleon markers, the alcohol markers, it uses the same concept. So we're going to dip it in water. That's number one. Number two, we're going to blend two colors together. So 2 or 3 Arteza markers together, so that we can see how they blend together. You know, just putting it on paper, right? Drawing it and then having the other color blend. The next one is a tip to tip, which is possible for brush tip but not possible for nibs or bullet nibs. And then next one is applying it on paper and adding water onto it. And the next part is putting it on an acrylic block and using it as a watercolor image. So we're going to do all those techniques, and then we're going to come back and let you know what happened. Okay guys, our first technique is we're going to dip it in water, and then we'll see how it reacts. So I have a little tiny cup right here, and then we're going to use the red and dip it in water and see how it goes. You can see the tip being different. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Look how light that is. This reminds this technique reminds me of the chameleon markers. It's like an alcohol marker where you know, it has the shading, but you have to dip it at a particular amount of time towards the alcohol base or something, and then it gives you this kind of variation. I mean, I think you have to practice when it comes to this technique and kind of determine how long you dip it in water for, because, you know, for you to be able to replicate, you have to have been able to dip it in water for the same length of time so that you can replicate it. You know what I mean? Because water comes back, and when it comes to predictability, I don't know what color it's going to come out to and what time that's going to be. So that's the dip it in water technique, which is amazing. And then let's try it in smaller images. Okay, so that's good. I think this will be better in smaller images because you can see the blending, like the shading. Look how light that is initially. And then, yeah, this would be better in smaller images, this technique, I feel like. How cool. I've been wanting to do this since I saw the commercial for Chameleon. And I'm like, oh my god, this would have been great. This technique would be great for watercolor brushes. But again, it's hard to replicate it if you're just doing new techniques and like a no pressure kind of coloring. This would be perfect. But if you like your color specific and you want to replicate that, for example, you're doing like an invitation or something that you have to have the exact colors, then this may not be a good technique for you. Don't worry, we're going to be trying other techniques today. Sorry guys, my son needed something. Anyways, so let's go back to that. So this, I think the dip to water technique is perfect for smaller images, for critters maybe. And it's amazing with this Arteza brush pens. That's very pretty. You see I was like short of breath because I went up the stairs. Anyway, so you can see that the shading, the blending is pretty awesome. Next, we're going to do the blending together technique. So we're going to use this Cupid, and we're going to use 2 different pens. It's not going to be red. we're gonna use Bumblebee Yellow and Hot Pink. So let's start with the blending together. Let's try to do it on the small hearts. Okay, colors very well. This is Hot Pink. And this is Bumblebee Yellow. So this is a blending together. This is the technique. We'll see how they blend together. Okay. It's not my cup of tea. Maybe if I use different color, it would be better. But it looks like an orange. It looks like an orange heart to me. Maybe if I use a lighter pink. Yeah, let me try to get a lighter pink. Maybe it's gonna be better. This is bubblegum pink. Let's see. Yeah, that's so much better. Definitely that's much better. This is Hot Pink and Bubblegum Pink. Let me take this water out. I feel like I'm gonna spill that. So this is the blending together, 2 brushes that you blend together. I think that went so much better. So using more hot pink, maybe half of it, and then blending it with a lighter pink. Yes, definitely. So it takes practice to get to know this technique. And then I'm feeling like the advantage of having that super sharp tip when it comes to these techniques with the Arteza. I'm weirded off by this orange heart right here. Let me see if I can cover it up. Getting the sniffles, I think. Lots of sick people at work. If some of you who don't know, I work in the emergency department and it's flu season, guys. Don't forget to wash your hands, cover your mouth, take lots of vitamin C during this season, flu season. Flu is everywhere. Take your antipyretics or your flu fever medication if you have fever. That's pretty cute. That's so cute. So guys, it's practice. It's really practice. Initially when I was doing the swatches for the Arteza pens, I was like, oh my god, I made a big mistake. I didn't like it, but I think it's because I haven't used it enough for me to determine if I like it or not. So I slept on it for a week or so because I got this 2 weeks ago. So I slept on it because I really didn't like it. And I was really, really disappointed. And I slept on it. Did some other videos that didn't involve the Arteza. Went back to it. Just colored some images without videoing anything. Just playing around with it. And then yesterday was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to give my honest opinion about this product. And so here we are. So this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color it the same, but I'm going to color around the heart, like this, the edges of the heart, and then just blend with it. So when it comes to blending the 2 colors together, I've noticed that certain colors blend well together, or certain colors blend and spreads better than others. I don't know if it's like a pigment thing, probably a pigment thing. You know how some certain pigments don't spread as easy as some others. Anyway, so Let's see how it blends. And let's see how they play along together. I hope and pray that I'm on frame. Okay, so it's blending well. You can still see those harsh lines from where the hot pink was, but it's getting blurrier, which is awesome. I think it's working. That's super cute. So that's our technique number 2, the blending together. So next technique is, I smudged that. Next technique, guys, that we're going to do is we're going to do the tip to tip. All right, let me see how we're going to do the tip to tip. Let's still use the hot pink. So the tip to tip involves going and getting the light colored one and brushing it towards the tip of the other. This is definitely for smaller, much smaller images, you know. So let's try it. So hot pink. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see that this part is darker. So let's try that again at a different heart. I like that technique. It's just a lot more work, but it's seamless. It's seamless compared to other like the blending together. It's seamless because this one came from the same brush. Oh, that's pretty. What a wonderful technique. So I don't think this is gonna work with a heart, the big heart one that Mr. Cupid is carrying, because it changes color quite quickly. Guys, if you like these kind of techniques, like, you know, dipping it in another color, I think you should take a look at the Chameleon alcohol marker pens, because that's what it's made for. If you don't mind the inconvenience of, you know, if you don't mind doing a little bit of work prior to coloring, like you have to dip it at a certain time to get a certain color. If you don't mind that and you're okay with that, then I think a Chameleon is for you. It was on my wish list past Christmas, but I decided to get the Ohuhu marker brush pens because of the price point. Yep, and you guys know how I feel about the Ohuhu. I love it. I'll put a link down below of my Ohuhu marker review. I love that product. Anywho, so yes. So I don't think this is gonna work with a big heart because it changes color almost immediately. So that, my friends, is the tip to tip technique. That's our third technique. The next, second to the last one, is adding water. So we're gonna use my Wink of Stella that I just refilled with water. So we're gonna use that, and we're gonna use hot pink and see. So I think this is, we're gonna do like a spreadability kind of test on this one. I don't know if spreadability is even a word. I'm just trying to clean my brush and keep it straight. All right, so let's try to see the spreadability. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the sides. And then spread it around with an aqua brush. Okay. Again, some colors are more spreadable than others. So this is the hot pink. You're going to see like some streaks right there. I don't like streaks. I don't think anybody does. But certain colors spread so much better than others. Again, going back to the pigment theory. See, I can see the harsh lines between. I don't like that. It's not very spreadable, the hot pink. So I have to rescue it with this. So it's not very spreadable, the hot pink. Let's try the bubblegum pink and see if it's spreadable compared to the other. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing, just covering less than half and see if it spreads. Nope. Nope. Doesn't spread very much. Okay, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna try the pink of the zig. Let's just see. I want to see if this one is spreadable. This is the pink. Okay, so I'm gonna color that and let's see how spreadable that is. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? Super spreadable, no streaks compared to these 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. Maybe it was just a fluke. Okay, coloring it. Just a little. Let's spread it. Oh yeah, definitely much more spreadable than the Arteza. I think the Copic definitely, when it comes to the spreadability factor, wins. I mean, I will give the Copic a higher score when it comes to the spreadability factor than the Arteza. Again, that was the hot pink of Arteza. Can you see? And that is kind of not acceptable for me. I can't. I have to rescue that. Okay. So that is the add to water technique. So with Arteza, it's not a very good technique for you to use. Doesn't spread so much when it comes to these two colors, which is hot pink and bubblegum pink. Maybe it's more spreadable with other colors. I don't know. But yeah. And then you guys saw how, oh, look at that. You guys saw how the zig just spreads like ba'a. Spreads like ba'a. How awesome. Yes, I will give my rating at the end of this video for sure when it comes to the spreadability factor. Next and last technique is using it as watercolor. So let's bring another Mr. Cupid right here that I've already pre-colored. So using it as watercolor means that you're going to brush it on an acrylic block. And then you pretty much, what it says, use it as watercolor. So we're going to bring back, maybe let's just do hot pink for consistency a little bit. Okay, so let's bring back the hot pink. And I'm going to color it on an acrylic block and fix up my brush tip, okay, because it made it spread around. And then I'm going to get the bumblebee yellow and spread it around as well. And so that's what you do. Use it as watercolor, so you just color that there. And then get your aqua brush and then color away. So I'm going to start with a big heart. So this is a Wink of Stella that I refilled with water. So I like the softness. I like the softness of that for sure. It's very soft and no streaks. No streaks so far. I don't think streaks are acceptable. Oh, am I streaking? Nope. Maybe not. I guess you just have to work a little bit on the fast side. And then the aqua brush does the blending for you. How cute. It's seamless. No streaking. Awesome. That's a technique called use as watercolor. So let's try that again on these. And then let me let me dip it on this so we can remove a little bit of color so we can get some blending. I think this technique is really going to be great with the Arteza. And then take some color out and keep on going. You see that? Let's try just less pigment and then wipe it off. That's so much better. So this is a great technique for this watercolor pen then. Look at that, guys. That's amazing. This is a great technique for the Arteza because it's easier to blend that way. There's no streaks, there's no harsh lines made from the marker. Wow, that looks really, really great. I can already imagine this with my critters. Oh, that's really, really good. Okay, that's wonderful. So it's really, really blendable if you use an acrylic block. It wasn't blendable if you colored it directly on the paper. Okay, let's see if we can make some areas darker. Yes, that totally works. Let's see. Oh, that totally works. Okay, let's use it on the big heart on here because I want it darker on the left side. So I'm gonna put my color there, take some color out and spread it around. Okay, I see some harsh lines. I see the harsh lines right here. Let's see if I can coax it. Nope. Let me try to get more pigment. Maybe, yep. That's how you manage that. Oh, that's great. Okay, so that's how you manage that. You put a little bit more so it's more spreadable. Then just keep on removing the water. Keep on removing ink. So make sure that you have a paper towel handy so you can get some pigment. Kind of remove it. That's great. What a wonderful technique for this pen. Okay, so that's the use of watercolor. So that's the end of the techniques part. I'll come back for the summary in a little bit. So ladies and gentlemen, that experiment is done. Thank you for staying with me in this long video. But in summary, I'd like to give my comments. This is my honest opinion about this product. This is not a paid video of any sort. I bought it with my own money. But when it comes to the real Arteza, you saw me using it, comparing it with a Zig and everything. And so when it comes to cost, comparing Arteza and Zig, so I'm gonna put the links down below for the Arteza. So for the 96, for this one, it's $80, which gives you $1.20 per pen for each color. It's not like it's available per pen, but just the overall, it's $1.20 per pen. For the Zig, and this one is a Zig marker, it's $1.37 per pen. So $1.20, $1.37. Okay. So for the cost, I gave Arteza 9, and for Zig, I gave it an 8. For blendability, you saw we were blending earlier. For blendability for Arteza, I gave them a 9 because they were blendable enough, not on the paper and blending it out, but when it comes to like other techniques that we used earlier, yes, they were blendable, so I gave them a 9. And of course, the Zig is an overwhelming 10 because yes, they are the benchmark. When it comes to variety of colors, I both gave these products a 10 because they have a lot of variety in their packs that they offer to the consumers. The last one is spreadability. As you saw, I put the Arteza on paper, and then I tried to spread it with water. It just didn't work that way. But as use of watercolor, yes, it was spreadable, but it's supposed to be used as a marker. So when it comes to spreadability for the Arteza, I gave them an 8, and for the Zig, I gave them a 10. So overall, it's up to you what you decide to purchase, but that is my opinion. I hope you like this video, guys. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. Let me know down below what your comments are, how you feel. What do you think? If you have any other suggested videos. But that's it for me today. This is my Friday video. Thanks so much for hanging in there. Thanks for your patience. Again, have a wonderful crafty day. This is Christian from Christian's Crafty Adventure signing off. I hope you have a wonderful crafty day. Bye-bye.